Ooh, what's that? What's that, brother? Ooh, $5 foot long. Yeah, maybe about there. 4. I feel like this isn't gonna work. What's up, internet? It's me, Brianna, back for another episode of the Black Girl Baking Show. Thank you for coming back to my mother's kitchen. I know I said that last time, but now I think it's funny. Welcome back to my mama's kitchen. So today we're gonna do a little recipe that I enjoy doing. I just did them earlier this week. I did it on the news. It's very simple, very tasty, very straightforward, a little cheesy, a little garlicky. I'm doing garlic knots. Now there's a recipe that I found online and I tasted them and they were okay. You know, like they were cool, but I was like, I can do a little bit better than this. And so I added my own little razzle dazzles into it to make it a little bit more flavorful, tasty, and fun. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so the first thing to do is prepare the yeast, because yeast has to be activated and needs to be zapped to life. So I have 3/4 cup of warm water. I hope it's warm actually. I didn't really test it out. It's fine, as long as it's not cold and not hot. Can't be the extremes, okay? You gotta be warm. It can be lukewarm because warmth is what activates the yeast and liquid. And sometimes sugar as well. So I'm gonna take the yeast and pour it right into my measuring cup. I'm also gonna go ahead and put the olive oil into the measuring cup too. I don't think it really does anything, but some recipes do that, so I'm gonna do it too. Then I'm gonna whisk it together just a little bit. Just a little bit so that all the yeast gets dipped down in the water. A little baptism on this good Sunday. And then set it to the side for a few minutes so it can start to bloom. It'll start to froth and grow and get a little puffy. So I'm gonna set this over here and let it do its thing. So now that I have my mixer out here, my stand mixer, this is where I always mess up the recipe. This is what happens. The recipe says to do 1 cup of flour and then put in all your other crap, right? And then you're gonna pour in the yeast mixture and then add in the next cup of flour and then mix and then see if you need a little bit more flour, because depending on what's happening in the atmosphere with humidity and dryness, depending on how you measure it, sometimes you don't or do need more or less flour. Science things. So I always forget that. I dump everything in there and I have to like refigure it out and add more liquid. It's a whole thing. So I'm gonna pay attention this time. I'm gonna put about half of this flour in here because this is 2 cups. I'm gonna put about half in the mixing bowl. Try not to break this glass. Okay. And then I'm gonna put in, this is my razzle dazzle now. This is all me, okay? I'm gonna put in a tablespoon of garlic powder. And then I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of onion powder. Cause you know, garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper is the black starter kit for seasonings. That's like our go-to. You gonna season something, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. From there you build. That's how we do things, okay? I also need about a teaspoon, or 3/4 teaspoon, I think, of salt. So this is some nice sea salt. It's very granular. Throw it in there. Oh Lord, no. Okay, well. I don't even know. Okay, let me remeasure. Now I'm gonna put the dough hook onto the stand mixer. And you can't really see it because, you know, it's kind of all dispersed there, but the yeast has been yeasting. It's now permeated the entire circumference of the orifice and there's movement inside. Put it up, pour it in a little bit gradually and let everything come together. Get a little bit more of this out of here at the bottom. And I'm gonna try to get all the flour worked in there. The flour mixture is kind of like real goopy right now, as it should be, because obviously this isn't all the flour. So now I'm gonna add in that second half of flour and see what happens. Get in there. I'm gonna scrape down the sides again. letting everything come together. Oh yeah, okay, so the dough has come together now. And now it's just mixing a little bit more. And I can already see, I think I'm gonna need to add a little bit more flour to it. The dough should be smooth into a formed ball, but not sticking to the sides. So let it knead, let it work in, let it exercise. Yeah, actually, I don't think I need any more flour. I'm just gonna let this knead for like another minute or so it can really get smooth and beautiful. But I'm gonna leave this 1/3 cup of flour that I had just in case out. And now you see why I say, don't do it all at the same time. Please don't do it all at the same time. Be better than me. Okay. It's all in one blob. It's not sticking to the sides of the bowl, which is absolutely perfect. I'm gonna take this glass bowl that I have my flour in, spray it with a little oil. You can also brush it with some oil if you like. Roll around some oil, however you wanna do it. And then plop the dough right inside. Come on. Come on, there we go. Toss it a little bit just to get all the sides coated with some oil so that none of it will stick. And yeah, look how pretty and smooth that little ball is. Aww. Now you get a towel, some plastic wrap, something, cover it and let it rest for about 30 minutes. That's it. Now a lot of yeast doughs, it has to double in size. It'll take an hour. 30 minutes is all you need, baby. That's it. So I'm gonna let it rest and we'll come back. The dough has risen like Jesus on the 3rd day. It's about doubled in size. It's light and fluffy. It's all beautiful, a little bit soft and squishy. So I'm gonna knock it down a little bit with my hands, just slowly deflate. And I need a little bit of flour. I have thoroughly wiped down this countertop so it's nice and squeaky clean, hopefully. Take the dough out. Beautiful. So I'm gonna take my dough and make it into ooh, what's that? What's that, brother? Ooh. Turn it into like a 15-ish inch log is somehow. $5 foot long. Yeah, maybe about there. Okay. Now you're gonna cut this into 9 somewhat equal pieces. And I wish that I could do it in a way that made sense, where it's like half and a half and a half and a half and a half, half. But because it's 9, which is an odd number, the math don't math on that. So now I just gotta guess at it and see what happens. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like this isn't gonna work. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try it one more time. Flip it over. It's so hard. 9's such a weird number. Maybe I should just do 8. I'm gonna just do 8. It's fine. Let's just do 8. Cut it in half. Cut the half in half. And the other half in half. And the half of the half. I call this the pizza method, which doesn't make sense because it's not a circle, but y'all know what I mean when I say that, don't you? Yup. So now you take these little pieces of dough and stretch them out. Now here's another Brianna edition, right? This is my je ne sais quoi. So I'm gonna take it out, flatten it, and I'm gonna take a little mozzarella, a little mozzie, and put it right in the center of the dough. And then pinch it closed, like up the seam. Make a seam. And pinch it closed as best as you can. Now there might be some poking out still. That's fine. When you turn it into a knot, it'll bubble out a little bit. It'll be real pretty and cute and whatnot, so that's okay. Now, you're going to make a knot, just like how you make any other knot. Take it around through the hole, and I stretch it out a little bit too much. That's fine, we'll just push it back together, like so, like that. And put it on a baking sheet that has some parchment paper on it. That's a garlic knot. So I'm just gonna keep on rocking, keep on doing this. Can you tie it in a knot? Can you tie it in a bow? Just like that. And thankfully the dough isn't sticky, so it's real easy to knot it up. Now, if you are a vegan or a plant-based person, you can bypass the cheese part of this recipe, and then it's totally vegan. Didn't even realize it, did you? Did you? You can make vegan stuff and not even know it, not even label it. So when I put this in my bake book one day, I'm gonna put the little V next to it so y'all know it's vegan and you can eat it. It'll be great. Now the thing I love about these knots too is that they fluff up really, really big. Make a decent size of a bread lump. Bread lump? Ew. That sounds gross. Why did I say that? Bread lump? I'm sorry, that's horrible, yuck. I think the last 4, I'm not gonna do any cheese, just because I wanna be done with this. I wanna be done. So now, the knots are knotted up. Wait, what song is that? Tat it up, tat it up, tat it up, tat it up. The millennial in me couldn't let it go by. I said, wait a minute, that sounds like something. These are my garlic knots, okay? Like I said, we're just gonna put them straight in the oven, let them bake for a good clean 10, 12, 13 minutes, somewhere in there. Then we'll brush them with the garlic butter, which we're gonna make next. So let me go ahead and put these in. I'm gonna come back. So now for the garlic butter. I have about a tablespoon of garlic. Really, you can do however much you want, okay? I think my recipe says 3 cloves. I don't know, it's up to you. I'm gonna take a 1/4 cup of butter, which is also a half stick. No, it's not a half stick. It's a half of a half stick. Pizza method. Let me plop half of this-ish on out. I'm gonna put some basil in there too. Again, I think my recipe says a tablespoon. Do however much you want, okay? This is your life. Live it how you need. So I'm just gonna throw some in there and melt it down in the microwave. You just wanna let the garlic get in there, start to permeate. I might have been wrong. These maybe should have risen a little bit after shaping them. Not a little bit. I think they're fine still, but I think a little bit of rise, like a little 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute rise would be fine. It's okay. So I have my garlic butter and my knots are out of the oven and they're nice and golden brown and pretty and whatnot, and you know, what have you. So now, this is the easy part. You just brush the garlic butter on, make sure you coat it, and do it while it's warm. Because as they cool, it's gonna soak in and take in all the flavors into to the bottom of the knot. And when you bite into it, it's gonna be a nice smack of garlic. Take a little parmesan, or not if you're vegan, but I'm not, so give a little sprinkle right on top, like that. Oh, that was kind of a lot, okay. Taps, maybe tap it off. There we go, tap, tap. This feels like ASMR. Parmesan, garlic knots. Okay, I'm sorry. There we go, they're all done. Let me see which one I wanna eat. Do I want an ugly one or a pretty one? I don't know, middle of the road.
Get the one with cheese in it.
Yeah, the cheese poked out on the side. So I'm gonna just tear it apart. Ooh, oh, you can see some of the cheese pulling apart inside. Lord bless it, please don't let it harm my body. Oh yes, oh yeah. Immediately, the garlic hits you. Hold on. Give me a minute. Where's my water at? I know a tablespoon of garlic powder seems like a lot, and it is, I'm not gonna lie, but you need the tablespoon because the tablespoon gives you that strong, solid garlic flavor, and it's delicious. Lord, my mouth is too dry. They're not dry, I'm just dehydrated. Anyway, try out this recipe. It's very good. It's very tasty, very delicious. They're very garlicky if you're a garlicky person. Honestly, you could do like sun-dried tomatoes on the inside. You could do green onion, you can do peppers, you could do pepperoni, you could do literally anything. Put it inside, mix it into the dough, bake it up. It's so delicious. So thank you for watching another episode of Black Girl Baking Show. I have been your host, Brianna Roberta Joy Stewart. Also goes by Breezy and Bree sometimes. Yeah, that's it. Enjoy, make them or don't, either way, you know. Let me know if you do. Say something to me, I'll speak back, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.